No, but I mean, please let us know, because obviously that's not acceptable behavior. So I would encourage anybody to see, if you see anything suspicious, to report it. The only other thing I'll say about it is reports were that these were, at least for one of the incidents, young girls. So parents, please maybe talk to children about your activities of your children and what's appropriate behavior. Any other open comments?
I just have issues regarding some code things, but I'm thinking maybe at the code enforcement and animal control.
Yeah, we can wait till we get to that section.
Okay,
Okay.
sounds good.
Park report, Andrew.
We had our monthly meeting, had a few participants there, nobody new showed up. Again, we're looking for new members, and we're trying to take it to a citizen-driven environment instead of a environment driven by either a city councilor or a mayor or whatever the case may be. Again, our next Parks Board meeting is September 29th at 7 p.m. Again, I'd like to reach out, have people come and talk to us. Even having fresh ideas would be a nice thing to have once in a while. Most of the people that have been on the Parks Board have been on it for a very long time, myself included. 6.5 years for me. And we'd like to expand what we have going on with that right now. The things that we did talk about at the meeting, we talked about our budget, some of the line items that were included with our budget, the condition of the parks, especially New Hope Park, how it seems to have fallen to the wayside, especially in the last 3-4 years. We spent a lot of time, resources, money, energy on Sunset, and I think that shows. I think last year we did a lot of work down in Palmyra. Looks very good down there as well. But I think it's time to move our attention towards New Hope. It's a very nice park, 2 nice fields in there, some equipment, the fence line around the ball field is starting to deteriorate. The restroom, or the concession stand restroom, we have wood that's starting to rot away in there. We need to get some of those items fixed probably in the next year, otherwise we'll have water just flowing in through the frame of the building there. We also talked a little bit about Sunset Fields. We've done a lot of work down there again this year, a lot of citizen-driven work, mulch, things like that. The condition of the field this year is horrible. I think as we drive around town, you see a lot of brown yards. I haven't had a lot of rain this year, and we don't have a water system down there to sprinkle and or get enough water down there to keep the grass from growing. In the summer like we've had. There are some ideas floating around about some things that we can do in the future. As far as driving a water truck down there, spraying it, putting in a new line down there, get enough water pressure down there to add a sprinkler system. Just some hopes and dreams, and maybe one of these days will come to reality, just like our park trail did.
The giant sprinkler that's at Palmyra works pretty well, actually.
I don't know pressure-wise how that would do down there.
I think we were running about 30 PSI.
My guess is our line down there isn't that big, because it was originally designed as a water cone, not a, let's bring a bunch of water down here. Butch and I have talked a little bit, Todd's joined in the conversation a bit. We're going to figure something out, hopefully in the near future. And a rest area concession stand was talked about, and again, I think we're dead in the water on that, but until we can, unless you're going to put in the lift station, it's probably dead, unfortunately. Either that's going to, rest area or the concession area is going to have to be basically on my backyard. So, city wants to buy my property or more. Well,
You're not donating?
no donations today.
Steer report, Jacob.
Nothing really to report on the street side. We're saving our pennies for winter, which is goes around the corner. If you see any potholes or anything like that, we need to fix before winter, any broken curbs, major potholes, so we don't catch plows in them. That'd be good to know. I know there are some people out there that like to mark the sides of the yards and stuff with fiberglass poles. I don't think we're objective at all to doing that. If you wanna let the plows know where to go to keep ruts and gouges out of your lawn, that's fine. Otherwise, I got nothing.
Planning and zoning, Scott Richardson's not here, but their only business at the last meeting was the conditional use permit that we already discussed. Government buildings, Alan?
I know a site plan was submitted for the new shop, and then we're moving forward, Toby and I, and the website people for the next steps, the migration for the new Crooks website.
Okay, thanks. Finance report. We had our third and final budget meeting, myself, Tobias, Mayor Osby, Ginny, and Chad. And actually tonight we'll be doing the first reading of that budget. Tobias? Utility report, Ginny.
Now it's time of year, they're lining up gas services, everybody's kind of stalling, and all of a sudden we're getting going here. I've got, the winter's kicking off, I've got probably a good 5 of them yet to go in winter. Hopefully we'll have development, they'll be moving along too before it gets too cold. I'm still concerned about Peterson's trailer court. They have not submitted anything to the county yet as far as, that's the one where they move out all the trailers and turn them into residential homes. As of Friday, they've submitted nothing to the county, planning and zoning. I called them down there, although, when I called down there, I was told unless they do something, they can't get on the agenda until October. It's going to at least 3 months before anything would be approved. In the meantime, we could retire lines if we want. I did talk to Bill Peterson's engineer, and he said they wouldn't change the contour of the land, so it's not like we could take a gas line and cap it off somewhere in the yard while a house is being built. They would change the layout of the land, so we have to retire each one to the main. I said, well, Mr. Peterson knows, or should know, that this is going to be his expense, not the city, because there's 41 of those. And they run about $1,000 a piece to retire, so, and then we run another one, once the house is built, another service, and there's another expense. So, as of right now, I think like 6 or 8 trailers are already moved out of there, or deemed to move out soon, but I don't think he's going to do anything soon except maybe have a few gas lines retired, because they don't know I'm checking with the county to see where they are, and they're not anywhere right now. That's all I have to say.
Do you want to, before we do the motion, we talked about this at the last meeting, the heater upgrade.
Bids will be open this week at 5 p.m.
Okay.
at the office.
So so we don't need to do anything for that then?
No,
Okay.
but there will be a special meeting because we need to get the ball rolling. Yes, we need to get this paperwork in with the USD and then start with the motion.
So not tonight then?
Just a motion tonight to proceed so we can apply with the
Okay.
USDA to award the bid. I would say ideally Monday next week, a short meeting to see, and then just go ahead from there, because the sooner that is all wrapped up, the sooner they can be ordered.
So, okay, so for tonight, we need a motion to proceed for application for the USDA funding, correct?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Code enforcement / animal control.
I can start off, I'm sure that's what Ted is here tonight. We abated the property of 100 Southwest Avenue, quite frankly, we wouldn't know we did. They took out 6,500 pounds of debris in the dump. In so doing, the homeowner was there. We had to have the police there. It was not pretty because holding them up. But nonetheless, they got rid of that tree in the front yard, shaved that down, got rid of the trees, trimmed the trees in the back, a lot of wood. They did find a rat and 4 baby rats. And they informed the homeowner that. The comment was, well, they're living animals as well. Trying to impress upon her the importance of that, went nowhere. The bill is coming to over $6,000 for this abatement. They were there a day and a half. And so, after speaking with the health department in Sioux Falls, and also with our city attorney, and also with Backus Construction who did the abatement, we moved forward, this time we abated the letter on the rats, giving her the option to abate the problem. She's getting rid of the rats that seem to be living under the garage or a shed next door. Never heard back from them. So we're going to be moving forward with either our own exterminator or the neighbor, or somebody sees a rat that they seem to be under that, either the garage or the gray shed that's next to it. I'm speaking with the health department downtown that said, yeah, it's a pear, she's got these big pear trees. It's a pears falling on the ground that the rats go through. And they trim the branches, but there's some of those branches that are way up there filled with pears. Once they start falling, the problem's going to be right back to rats. So I think at this point, we better get somebody hired. Mrs. Lopez is not responding to the abatement letters, anything. Meanwhile, there's other problems going on over there with which Scott and I have been working a little bit on as far as some living conditions over there, which I'll let Scott talk a little bit more about when they're next week. But that's what I have for code enforcement, and Tammy wants to come.
Yeah, well, I guess I'm so, like you said, you could never tell that you guys abated it. I mean, because there's still garbage, there's trash, there's furniture, I mean, it's just, I guess it's ridiculous. And when I look at the ordinance, you know, it's just like it's unlawful for any person to keep or maintain a building that looks like that, or you know, a house that looks like that. And I guess it's like even after abating it, it's still, it doesn't change. It hasn't even been, I don't even think, a month, has it?
They called me today and said, how's it look? Backus Construction. I said, Roger, you would have never guessed you would be here.
Pear tree branches, there's branches again all over the ground. She has people living in tents and campers there. They've been there for about a month. There's more abandoned vehicles there now again that are turfed off. I guess I'm just frustrated. I don't know what to do, but I'm tired of living with that in my yard and having to look at it every day. Where is that? Right next door to my house. I live on West Avenue. I mean, it's like, it's not even, you abated it, and, you know, not even a month later, it's back to the same conditions as it was. So, I don't know. I don't know if there's anything that you can do to help out with that, but
So besides abatement, I mean, really, the next step, I think, is a question for Patrick. I honestly don't know what the next step is beyond abatement. You can only abate so many times, but there needs to be a next step.
It gets expensive for the city. I mean, we pay the bill and we put it against our taxes. This bill this time is over $6,000. Last time it was over $3,000. Before that, it was $1,700 or something. This is the third time. And less than a week after we cleaned up, these people moved in, and there's more junk in the yard. And like Mrs. Ramstead said, there's more stuff there that wasn't even there before.
Well, and I guess that's what I'm saying. I agree, abatement doesn't seem to be working. But I don't know what that next step is without asking Patrick, unless anybody here knows what the next step is.
I would talk to Patrick and see what he thinks. I mean, are we getting close to condemning the property?
But that's a good question. Butch wanted to know today, if we get so many dollars amount, you know, assessed to her property, can we step in? Because right now, we're looking at, like, this is the third day, the first time was $6,000 and $3,000 and $17,000. We're looking at $10,000 so far on her property. No. First time she did, I think, but past the time, you know, I'm sure she will pay her, she didn't pay the last time. This is more and more money out of the city And look at the neighbors have to put up with. It doesn't get any better. It's worse a week after we abated it. And she was there and she knew what they were taking, and a week later, all this more stuff comes up. And
So
park
then-
over trailer and
So then Patrick's our next step.
The only thing we would have left is to do everything.
Let's see what Patrick has to say and go from there.
I can understand their frustration. It's just,
Plus, I guess, I think you have the whole public health issue with rats that are there. I
Well,
mean,
that's
I
kind
think
of
that's a huge issue too, it's just been ongoing.
How many notifications have we given them on their rats?
we just cut to the chase and sent her a Mapleton, and she had till, let's see, the end of last month to respond if she wanted to come to a council tonight. But she had till, I think, the first of September, so it's been done. But they're always giving a chance before we start debating, to come before council.
Okay,
So like 10 days from the writing of the letter or something like that. Don't get a word out of it.
okay.
You know, I mean, it's frustrating, and I can understand